And so, for example, in this case, there was this talk about the law of attraction. How familiar are you with that?
I've heard of it.
And is this some sort of doctrine that Michigan State had a course in?
No.
How about, I think you said you went to school in Massachusetts, correct?
Correct.
Perhaps back in the East Coast, did they have some sort of course out there that taught the law of attraction as part of a psychology degree?
No.
Is that a psychology type of concept, this law of attraction?
Not in the way that it's used in, I believe it's called The Secret.
So with regard to The Secret, what is The Secret?
It's the idea of putting out positivity.
And The Secret, is that a movie or what is it? Do you know if it is a movie or it's just the concept that you know
I
about?
believe it is a movie.
Is The Secret required reading or is it The Secret part of the training that you received while you were conducting your 1 year at the Arizona State Hospital? Is that something that you even came across as part of your psychology training before you were actually licensed?
I came across it in terms of patients bringing it up and it causing problems in treatment.
When you say it was causing problems in treatment, specifically, what are you talking about?
Well, when I'm in a therapeutic role, my goal is to teach my patients or work with them on how to become balanced and how to view the world in a balanced way, because there are negative things that happen in life and there's also positive things. And so The Secret encourages people to only focus on the positive aspects of life, which unfortunately causes disappointment quite a bit.
You were telling us that the subject matter of this particular journal was about the law of attraction, and what else?
Basically, it was about the law of attraction and what that means to Miss Arias, to Jodi, that if you want good things to come into your life, you have to think good things, you have to imagine good things, and that you really can't think about bad things because that creates exactly what you don't want. So her belief is that the law of attraction means that she has to focus on what's good and what's positive, even if it means ignoring what's going on behind her back, which is hard for her to do because she knows that things are happening, and in order to focus on the positive, she has to ignore those things.
And you said the law of attraction. Are you actually familiar with the law of attraction?
Yes, I am.
What do you know about it?
I watched The Secret, and I watched another documentary film about the law of attraction. The law of attraction basically states that if the energy you put out is what you bring in. So if you put out a lot of good energy, you bring good energy back to yourself. And
maybe the law of attraction tells you that you should believe Mr. Dworkin. Because again, you can't believe the text messages, you can't believe what's written down on the receipt, and you can't believe what's in her journal because of this law of attraction. Now you can't even believe your own eyes. Because if you do believe your own eyes, you know she's premeditating the murder. She's thinking about killing him. That's all that's required. The state doesn't even need to prove a whole plan such as this. All the state needs to prove is that the defendant thought about it, the killing, before she actually carried it out.
And for some folks, it's clearly about thinking. If they think the right thing, then good things will happen. She doesn't have to be affected by what's going on around her, as if she just thinks right and if she just focuses on what's positive, then it'll turn out okay anyway. And so it almost negates the impact of one human being on another.
These journals, if you will, were guided by this law that she believed in, that when you write something in there, that you should write something positive and not anything negative, correct?
That you should try to focus on the positive.
Right. And what's that law called again?
The law of attraction.
So this law of attraction, according to you, the way that, and you've had some information that you received upside and apart from what the defendant gave you, correct?
Well, I watched The Secret. That's it.
So The Secret is a movie, right?
Correct.
And in it, it talks about, or it is about the law of attraction, right?
Yes, and so there's a documentary, and I don't remember the name of that.
But you didn't watch the documentary, correct?
No, I watched the documentary as well.
Oh, you did. And then you also spoke to the defendant about the law of attraction, correct?
Correct.
And that is what encompasses your knowledge of the law of attraction, correct?
Correct.
And the law of attraction, as you've defined it for me, is that if you write something positive, positive things will happen, correct?
No, it's not that simple.
Go ahead and tell me what you believe the law of attraction is.
That's part of it, that the energy you put out in a positive way comes back to you. So you should think in a positive way, write in a positive way. And this was a documentary done by physicists, and they were talking about positive energy and all of the energy, the energy coming back to you.
And one of the things you just mentioned to us is writing in a positive way, right?
Correct.
And so, for example, this is what you applied in reading the defendant's journals, that she was influenced by this law of attraction, correct?
Correct.
And so that, according to you, she wouldn't write anything negative in that journal because it would go against the law of attraction, right?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, isn't it true that we talked about, or you talked to the defense counsel about situations as to whether or not there was anything negative about Mr. Alexander? Do you remember talking about that?
Yes, and there were several things that were negative.
And you also were asked about certain events that occurred in their life. For example, when she alleges that he hit her. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you said, well, because of the law of attraction, it made sense to you that those wouldn't be written in the journal, right?
Yes, I believe I don't think that's the only reason, but yes.
That's part of the reason. And,
Sure.
and based on what you know about the law of attraction, you would not expect her to write anything negative in her journals because it would be contrary to that law of attraction, right? Okay, so in this case, though, with regard to writing negative things, you did not find anything in those journals indicating that Mr. Alexander ever laid a finger on the defendant, correct?
Objection is characterized as your testimony.
Overruled, you may answer.
Correct?
Correct.
But you still believe the defendant, though, right?
Based on other things.
And those things are her statements, right?
Those things are Mr.
Well, no. Let's do this. You believe it in part because of her statements, right?
In part.
You also believe it in part because of the law of attraction, right?
I believe that she didn't write in it because of the law of attraction, or I believe
That she
he
was-
never laid a finger on her.
You believe that the reason she didn't write these things in her journal, as you explained it on direct examination, is because, in part, she's an adherent to the law of attraction, correct?
Correct.
And that's how you went behind, if you will, the written word, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Overruled.
I believed that was a reason she didn't write in her journal.
Right, and that's why you went behind the words that indicated otherwise, right? The words never indicated that he ever hit her, correct?
Correct.
The words never indicated that he ever choked her, correct?
Correct.
The words never indicated any other physical act towards her, correct?
Indicated cruel behavior, but I don't know
Acts.
what that was. I don't know what that meant.
I'm talking about acts. For example, did they
Cruel
never...
behavior would be an act.
With regard to that, there was no indication that he ever hit her. Where is your understanding that he hit her on the day that she indicated that she was leaving? She herself said that it didn't happen. But she wants you to go back and say, well, don't look at what I wrote. Look at this code, this law of attraction. Take a look at that. Combine that with my words. Combine it with what Alyce Laviolette says. We'll add that in there. And once you do that, you will be able to see and you will be able to know that, hey, you know what? He did. He did. He did abuse me.
Pretty much says that you can create what you think, what you feel, what you believe, what you write down, that energy is going to change things.
She lied to you. Unless, of course, Washington Mutual made this up. Maybe Washington Mutual also subscribes to the law of attraction, and they don't want to put anything negative here. Maybe it could happen that way, right? That's what they want you to believe. Don't believe what's written down. Believe what I say. That's the same situation here as it is with those diaries. They want you to believe not what the diary said, what she tells you. They don't want you to believe what that document says. They want you to believe what she says.
And so if at the time Jodi is aware that Mr. Alexander is being unfaithful to her, pursuant to the law of attraction, does she need to ignore that?
She needs to focus on the outcome, what she wants to have happen at the end, as opposed to what's happening right now. So what's my picture kind of for the future as opposed to what's happening right now?
And then she says, oh, he kissed me so tenderly 3 times. They were such wonderful, tender kisses. Is that what she means when she is talking to you about domestic violence? Kissing. See, that's the problem. You didn't get it the first time. Kissing is domestic violence. Tender kissing is domestic violence. But then you bring an apologist like Alyce Laviolette and you say, no, that's not what it means. You need to go behind this diary here. Those words don't mean what they say. You need, for example, a little cheat sheet that tells you that under the law of attraction. That's not what it means. Under the law of attraction, it means just the opposite. It means that he did hit her. Can't you read that? What is wrong with you, almost, is the way it's being put to you, that you can't see that you can't buy or can't be manipulated?